Hi Scorpio, this is Lost Twin Tarot. My name is Colette if you've never viewed me before. Scorpio, this is going to be your weekly reading for the week of April the 1st through the 7th. Scorpio, when I was meditating on your cards, I was getting a few different things. One of the first things I got was something connected to either a tiger or a dragon, like the maybe like the Chinese New Year. Like if you are either a tiger or a dragon in that, I feel like you could be having a really good year this year, or you could be having a really good month for the month of April. I feel like there could have been or something like that, or there's either that or maybe you are maybe that, or if you're watching this, you could be either going out for Chinese food or something like that, or something related to Chinese um food, or I feel like the art of that. Like you might have like art, something like decorative stuff like that. Maybe like dragons or tigers or something like that in your house. Um the other thing was I feel like um some of you might be having a sudden change of heart about something. Um, I feel like you made a promise and you want to keep it. I feel like this could have been a promise to yourself or someone close to you, and you had maybe like a sudden, like an awakening or something might have shook you recently, and I feel like this is kind of maybe like throwing you for a little bit of a loop, and it's kind of making you feel like you're having a little bit of a turnaround. I feel like you're embracing your beauty, like your natural beauty, um you know, the things that make you special. I feel like you're kind of building up your confidence. um I feel like you're starting to look at things in a different way. I feel like some of you might have had maybe something, maybe a little bit maybe like a scare, maybe like somebody like close to you, or maybe you maybe had like a scare recently, like maybe like a near death experience, but not like maybe like a near death, something like that. Like you got scared about something. It's famous a near death experience, and then the death card pops out. That's crazy. But something like that is kind of coming in. I feel like you've so I feel like you could be also missing out because something like that happened. I feel like you could be feeling like you are missing out on something, and now you feel like it's time to enjoy it. I'm also getting something about tile, like subway tile. Either like you spend a lot of time in the subway counting the tile or something, or maybe you're doing some tile work in your house and you're doing like the subway kind of tile work in your house in your shower or something. You have the temperance card on the bottom. You'll have to excuse me, Scorpio. I just had an allergy test done yesterday, and I feel like it's still kind of kicking me. So you have the Nine of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Justice card. All right. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the World, the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. And we'll do some further clarifications for you, Scorpio. So let's take a look at this. All right. So you have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. And I feel like what this is saying is that, you have been maybe a little bit in your head about some things. You've been stressed out, you've been having some anxiety. I feel like you've been really worried about something. Maybe that this is something that just recently happened, or that this is something that could have happened this week. We are going to be in that Mercury retrograde for going into that for this first week of April. But you could have been feeling the effects of it, in the last week of March. You could have already been feeling the effects of it. And I feel like the Knight of Cups is kind of like what is kind of like that dreamy energy, what we want to do, um, who we want to be with. The Knight of Cups can be that knight in shining armor. This can represent, kind of like the person we want, but it also represents our dreams and, the things that, you know, what it is that we want. And I feel like this is kind of like you know, the good and the bad. And I feel like you're a little bit torn between those things. I feel like you kind of, in a way, don't know what you want, or you're trying to strive for what you want in a way in some things, or, and in a way, sometimes there could have been something that got in the way. Um, I feel like in a way, some of you felt like you were going to lose something good. I feel like you have something good here, and in a way, you almost felt like you were going to lose it. This person looks like they are really stressed and anxious, and they almost had like a close call here. Maybe you felt like you were like on the chopping block at work for some of you, and then it was like, no, 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 we're not doing that. What are you talking about? Um, or maybe you felt like you were, maybe things were in a rough patch with you and your loved one or something like that. Or maybe you had a scare with money or something like that. Something like that I felt like was kind of going on. And because you had, or maybe a health scare with someone that you love, I feel like it was something like that that kind of maybe got you, rattled, and now because of that, it was almost like so too close to home that now you are a little bit feeling a little bit more grateful, a little bit more um kind of thinking like, wow, that was a little bit too scary. I need to, you know, count my blessings a little bit more here. You have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands. And I feel like what this is saying is that, with this Nine of Wands, she's climbing the ladder here and she looks pretty happy. The typical Nine of Wands can be about that, wounded warrior energy. But it's also a card of persistence. And I feel like you are always persisting, Scorpio. You never do give up. You keep going no matter what. Whether you're in a bad mood or a good mood, you are always persisting. You are always climbing that ladder. It's in your nature. And I feel like what you're doing here is that, now it's like you could have been in this defensive energy with that Seven of Wands. You might have been in that little bit of like everybody's out to get me type of energy. But now it's kind of like maybe you're starting to realize that, well, maybe not everybody's out to get me. Maybe if people are kind of looking at me in, a different light, maybe you're going to start to figure out, well, who cares? I have, this one life to live right now. And that's what I need to focus on. I'm just going to keep climbing this ladder. And if they're going to come at me, all that's important is that I do have the higher ground here. They can come at me with all these, you know, their ifs, their ands, and oh, Scorpio did this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still up here. I'm going to be on top, and I'm way up here on this ladder, and they're way down here. I mean, not to be gloating or anything else about in that sort of sense, but at the same time, you're going to just keep doing what you're doing, and nobody's going to tear you down. It's you're going to be less in their low vibrational energy. You're going to be more high vibrational. Next, you're going in with the Ace of Swords and the World. And I feel like this is definitely a huge achievement for you, Scorpio. The world is all about achievement. You're coming out through this portal. You're going and you're starting all over again after this as the Fool. And, the world, I feel like you're kind of crossing over. The Ace of Swords is all about clarity. It's all about cutting out something that doesn't, serve you anymore. And I feel like what that is that it's a mindset, especially with that, the sword. It's all about air energy. It's all about the mind. It's all about clarity. It's all about what is, now, what is, what makes sense now. It's all what has become clear to you now. And what really is great about this combination is that what is clear and now it's the world card, the end of something, the complete end of something. What has become clear, now I can move forward to this portal. I feel like you're getting a clear connection of something to now you can move forward in a situation where you felt like you were really stuck. Now you can move forward in something that definitely felt like you were mentally blocked. Next you have the Eight of Wands and the Emperor. I feel like you have some good news coming in for you. And I feel like this is can be good news, or this is, you know, Eight of Wands can be good news. It's things picking up. Like I said, with the world, you know, and the Ace of Swords, you know, that's the ending of something that was kind of keeping you blocked. And the Eight of Wands is, you know, the end of stagnicity. That's finally forward movement. And, you know, this can be physical movement to where maybe you felt stuck. Maybe some of you are traveling. Maybe you felt stuck in the same location and now you're actually finally physically moving, you know, forward in something that you felt like you were stuck in, or movement, something was on hold. But you know, this is also, you know, mental movement as well. With the Emperor, I also feel like this could be in a job for some of you. Um, you know, this can represent, you know, a higher up type of thing where you actually finally feel like you're moving forward in a job, where you finally actually see some progress, where you're like, I was down here at the bottom of the ladder, and now you feel like you're finally actually moving up, stepping up, um, you know, maybe getting some more money. And I feel like you're starting to see that progress. Um, I feel like you're also getting, you feel like you're, I feel like in a way you felt a little bit, you felt a little bit powerless in some situations, but now you realize that you're not powerless. Like you actually do feel like you have some control over your life and over situations. Like you do have some power about how you feel and how you react to situations. And because you realize that, you realize that you can change the outcome of things because of the way you react. And you didn't realize that you had that type of power before. Next you have the Ace of the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords, and I feel like with the High Priestess is saying is that you're really intuitive at this moment, and you're following your intuition. And I feel like also with the Knight of Swords, it's almost like you have to follow your intuition on an instinct. There's a lot of fast energy coming in here. You know, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords. You know, this is you know, some quick energy. So you might have to think a little bit on your feet this week, a little bit quick. There might be some opportunities or something, you know, fast coming at you. And you might have to think very quickly and with your intuition. On your feet. Um, but I think it'll work out for you. You have the Justice card next with the Queen of Swords. Yeah, and I feel like because you know you have a lot of you have a lot of air energy here. You have like four sword cards, four or five sword cards, and I feel like what this is saying, you know, the Justice card is all about balance. Um, you know, and I feel like, you know, this is about balance. This is about karma. This is about, you know, what you put in, what you put out to the, you know, universe, you're receiving back. Um, you know, this can represent legal stuff too. If you're dealing with something legal, I'm not really feeling that too much for on this reading though. Take it how it resonates. The Queen of Swords is also someone who is, you know, brings out the truth, like a truth is exposed as well. And she also represents clarity. So I feel like that's another thing. You're seeing the truth, the clarity, you know, right next to the High Priestess as well. You know, that's something that hasn't been quite exposed yet. And I feel like because you're following your intuition right there, you're going to see the truth in something. You're going to receive the clarity. You have a lot of cards of truth, clarity, balance, with the Temperance card on the bottom there as well. I feel like you're receiving exactly what you've been kind of looking for in a situation based on something that maybe happened earlier in the week of March, maybe. Let's see what else we have for you, Scorpio. What is the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Cups? You have the Ten of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles on the bottom. Yeah, so you have the Ten of Swords. So I feel like, you know, whatever this was, you know, you know, like I said, you know, maybe this was something that was a little bit too close to home. Um, you know, something you felt like it was at the end. That's what I was feeling like. Something felt like it was, you know, dead, done, and over with. You know, maybe you felt like something was, um hitting too close to home. I definitely feel like that. Something felt like you were losing something. Um, you definitely felt like something was slipping away from you. I definitely feel like with the Page of Pentacles on the bottom, I definitely feel like it had to do with possibly money or something that you invested a lot of time in with the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is something that is it can represent a child, but it also represents something that was started early on and has the potential for a very um long lasting time. Like it builds up. So this is something that you invested in a long time, and I felt like it could have been you felt like it was going to be gone within an instant. You have the Seven of Wands on the bottom, and you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, so with that Seven of Wands and that Nine of Wands, like I was saying, you feel like you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep pushing up the ladder. And you're going to just, if people are going to be the way they're going to be, you're just going to have a different mindset. And I feel like with the Six of Cups, you're going to almost be in a more, more of a like a more of a nostalgic, more of a little bit of a playful type of energy. I feel like you're almost going to kind of reflect back to how you would have handled this when you were maybe a little bit younger. Maybe you are, older now and you have kind of encountered some pain and burdens and you've taken that on and you've taken that with you and it's hardened you a little bit. And because of that, that's made you defensive. But now you're going to realize that you are ready to soften on the edges. You're getting ready to soften up. And funny enough, it's almost like you see this, um, you know, this this toilet on the bottom, and they're like scrubbing it with these toothbrushes. It's almost like you think of like the pink. It's like that soft pink, and they use that soft scrub type of. It's like you want to do like a hard scrub or a soft scrub, but it's almost like you don't want to scrub your teeth hard. You want to scrub them like, softly. But with the soft pink, I always feel like pink is a soft color. You have the Ace of Swords again on the bottom with that Ace of Swords and World card, and you have the Hierophant. Yeah, so I definitely think this is this is you having that clarity, having that realization, going through that, portal, and getting that clarity. With the Hierophant, I feel like this is something that you've been, wanting an answer to for a while. The Hierophant can represent, it's almost like this is like a old time radio one there. And I feel like this is something that you've been waiting for the signs for. You've been waiting for and you've been listening for it. And I feel like this is what you've been waiting for to hear. It's like you've been like asking for a sign and it's something that you finally have heard, you finally been have gotten what you needed to finally be able to move forward. It reminds me kind of like of those when they listen to the old time it's like they had the old stories. It's like they didn't have TV, so they listened to the old time they were like sometimes they had um like murder stories or the murder mysteries on the radio, and it kind of reminds me of like that. It was almost a little bit suspenseful, and you had to wait till the end till you kind of got the whole story. And I feel like that's kind of what it was. You had to wait till you got the whole story together. You have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom here with the Emperor and the Eight of Wands. You have the Empress, so this definitely can be good for love if you are with somebody currently or you are currently getting involved with somebody. This can be about divine counterparts. This definitely looks good for love. This looks like good news coming in. I feel like you had a good love reading in your monthly one, like things were looking really well for you. um this looks like good news coming in into your home as well. um this could be good money coming in. This could be good news where it's going to change things for your home. Nine of Pentacles is all about, you know, um, money coming in, luxuries of the home. Things are, things are going well. Money, you have enough money to give, you have enough money to spend. things are just going really well. With the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords, you have the Fool. You have the Three of Wands on the bottom. Yeah, and I feel like what this is saying with that Fool, it's like I was saying, where you might have to think on your feet, um, a little bit quickly that week and use your intuition really quickly with that Knight of Swords. This is probably what this is talking about. With the Three of Wands, it's almost like you could be offered something, or you might have to make a decision in work or business, or just even in your home life or family life or whatever this could be. And I feel like with the Fool, you're making just kind of taking a leap of faith or just making a decision on the fly. And, with that Three of Wands, you're like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. This could be in travel as well. And it's going to work out, good for you. I feel like, on your, when I was meditating on your cards, it was also like I don't know if I said that when I was reading off to you, that you want to have more fun or something. And I feel like part of that is that when you want to have more fun, you want to do something different. I feel like you want to do something different, and that might be one of the things that you want to do, is that you kind of just want to make a um not an impulsive decision where you think it's going to get you in trouble, but a little bit impulsive but fun decision, if you're traveling or doing something not related to work or business. Lastly, two cards wanted to come out. On the bottom, you have the Ten of Wands with the Justice and the Queen of Swords. You have the Moon and the Queen of Pentacles. Um, the Ten of Wands is on the bottom, and I definitely feel like that is what you are doing. Good cards to end with. The Moon and the Queen of Pentacles. The Moon is all about, this Moon I like because, you know, she's sleeping soundly asleep. Sometimes the moon is like, about confusion, illusion, and it can be about, like what we don't, see coming. And it can be a little bit of a scare. It's a temporary card, but it also can be a little bit of a nerve-wracking card. But you start with this card, where she's in bed and she's like, all nervous and stressed out. And then you end with this card, where she's in bed and she's sleeping soundly and she looks like she's having a good night's rest. Ten of Wands on the bottom. You're laying down burdens. It's like you're finally being able to put something to rest. You have the Justice card, with that. And the Queen of Swords, you're getting clarity, you're getting truth, you're getting, balance in there. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles with that. You're focusing on, nurturing yourself. You're focusing on nurturing your family. You're getting you're becoming more resourceful in your situation. And I feel like what this is all saying is that you could have experienced something whether you did or not. But I feel like something maybe have rattled you around a little bit, Scorpio. Or maybe it was just a shift in, the Mercury retrograde or the eclipse. Whatever it was, I feel like you're having a little bit of a shift or a little bit of an awakening where you feel like maybe life is a little bit too short, and you are seeing that you're working too hard, and you're seeing that you do need to um you know take more pride in yourself, and that you do need to soften up a little bit, and you do need to cherish your life and the people around you, because you have a lot of good things coming in for you. But I feel like whatever has been happening for you, you are laying a lot of these burdens down, and you're looks like you're going to be enjoying life a lot better, especially in this first week of April. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for viewing me today. I really appreciate it. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Until then, enjoy your week, and I hope to see you at the next reading. Thanks. Bye.